Hi and welcome to this new video of the Matryoshka system. My name is Amethyst. Hi everyone, this video I'm going to be a little bit more laid back and just do a story time video with you and share a bit of my history and experiences in one of my previous relationships that I had. And what that looked like. So I met this guy at an event, and we talked a bit there. I shared with him that I had DID, and he asked me to go for coffee with him because he wanted to know more about this disorder. It really intrigued him, and he was interested to learn more. And because I am a huge advocate of being open and honest and being an open book and bringing more awareness into the world, I agreed to go for coffee with him. So we went for coffee. We talked about my DID for about 3 hours, and weirdly enough, he seemed open to the idea of dating someone with DID. So we went for another cup of coffee and another cup of coffee, and eventually we ended up in a relationship with each other. So although he knew about my DID and we had like really an open talk about this, because that first cup of coffee, I really didn't see him as a potential partner, and I had no clue that he had a romantic interest in me. So I shared very openly about my DID without hiding anything, because I liked him and I wanted him to like me. Which has happened with other partners that I went on dates with. Like, I tried to bring my DID more in a positive daylight, or I say that I have a lot of control over my alters and that I don't lose a lot of time, and that kind of thing. And although for most part it's true, in that conversation I didn't. Like, I was really open, and in that back then I wasn't like doing so great either. So he dated our host mostly, and there were also over time coming out more different alters that showed an interest in him, and he also showed an interest in them. So that was really going great and well. Then one day the host told him, I love you, and he said, I love you too, and it was all fantastically great. And then a few days later, a different alter met up with them, and they had, as they had before, a sexual encounter, which was all great. After that, she said, I love you, and he said, whoa, that's not okay. Like, I love your host, but I'm not in love with you, and like, we do this, but that's like all we're gonna do because I only love your host. That was really painful. It was a slap in the face. It was a huge wake-up call and a red flag. And our host didn't want to see it. Like, she didn't want to believe that that happened. She had no recollection of the moment. She had high hopes that they would work it out. That was just a big misunderstanding. And then one of our alters that has a completely different tone of voice went to his house to break up with him and pretended to be the host, and he didn't even notice, or he didn't show that he noticed that it was not the host breaking up with him, which was really weird. Like, we never understood that. We still doubt to this day, like, how did he not notice it wasn't her? Because she, like, this alter went completely behind our host's back, and our host really did not appreciate it, to find out that her relationship was broken up by a different alter that wasn't even involved in the relationship in the first place, which was not okay. Like, don't do that, guys. It's not cool. But it's also really not cool when someone you love says they don't love you and they only love your host. That's also really not acceptable, because you are a collective system. You know, whether you like it or not, and whether your partner likes it or not, there is no point in denying it. It's a fact. You have the ID, you have a system. So if you want to have a happy life, then your altar should be able to be safe and happy. And especially if you like live together, like that house is also your house, right? Or when they come over to your house. Like for me, when I date someone, I often go to their place because then I go to their place. But if someone comes to my house, yeah, this is not my house. This is our collective system's house. I cannot deny access to one of my other alters in their own home. Like, of course, there are inappropriate times where I will deny access. If I'm in bed with someone and my little wants to come out to play, the answer is no. Why? Because it's just inappropriate. That's not gonna happen. Um, but if I don't know, we are like our body is female, but we have a couple of male alters. If they want to come out and like do something while the other partner is like on their phone or whatever, I'm not gonna stop them, right? But my partners really often do not appreciate that, especially not with the male alters. It's very, very complicated, and I think it's also has caused a lot of pain and damage to our male alters that they have been so denied and not accepted in the past. By certain partners, I've also had partners who were very loving and accepting of almost everyone or everyone in my system. So if you are watching this, thank you, and you know who you are. And yeah, so this was my story time, I guess. It's not a very long story, but it was like an important thing that happened in my life that like really made it clear to me that I want to be open and upfront about my DID. Even though I really was with this guy, which is like so weird. But it also like showed me that even if you do a really good job at explaining the ID for a singleton person, some people just don't get it. And when they like you, they won't admit it. Or they think they can fix you. Or they think if she's with me, she's gonna feel safe, so there's no need for her alters to come out. That's not how it works, not in my system at least. I mean, maybe it is for yours, but not in my system. And I definitely don't expect a partner to fix me. Not at all. That's not their job. Actually, I am like in relationships, I'm very independent. And I don't like people taking care of me, partners, because I feel like there are professionals that I pay for that, right? And that professional should help me. I have a disorder. It's like if I would need a blood transfusion every week, I wouldn't ask my partner to do that, right? So sure, partners can help out. If I have a bad day, I'll ask them to cook dinner or whatever. It's not like I'm completely against accepting any help from my partners, but I definitely don't use them as a way of coping, or as a way of like being happy. I find happiness in myself. I spend a lot of time by myself, even if I am in a relationship, which was also difficult when we like lived together with someone, because there was just less possibility to spend time by myself, and I really need my me time. Also to keep a healthy relationship with other people, and I definitely need me time with the other people in me. If that makes sense. Like, I need to spend time with my inside world. I need to, like, in the morning when I wake up, before I get out of bed, I go inside and I go visit my mindscape. I go to the castle. I check in with people. I ask if people, like, how people are, if something needs to be done for them that day. If anything specific is going on for someone that day. So I need that in my mornings. Like, my alters are used to that. So if someone sleeps over, I can act really weird in the morning. Like, I will ask partners like, hey, how about you leave the bed and go take a shower, or maybe make some coffee, and I'll be there in a couple of minutes. I just need some minutes by myself. And people, I've noticed that people find that really weird. But that's my morning ritual. That's what I do. That's how we function. That's how we, keep track of what's going on inside. And if I don't do that, people will be alarmed and think something is up. So that didn't really have to do much with the story about that one specific ex, but I thought I'd put it in here. So thank you for watching this story time video. This is my tea vlog, like I don't know how many tea vlog I've made, but I never drink my tea, so here's a sip. Yeah, great. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this story time video, and if you like these kind of videos, please give a thumbs up or leave a comment below so I know if I should make more of these kind of videos for you guys. So thank you, and bye bye.